How to create brushes in Affinity Photo. I'm going to use some type, so artistic text tool, create some type, and I'm just going to go for the word brush. And I'm going to fill it with a gradient. You could fill it with anything, maybe pattern designs, colours, all kinds of different designs. So go to the gradient tool and apply a gradient, any gradient. You've got loads of gradients in your swatches panel, so select one of those and apply. So once you've done that, to actually turn it into an Affinity Photo brush, you need to do one step, well, a couple of steps. Layer and down to rasterize. So rasterize, and once you've done that, then you can go to the brushes panel, which you can find in the window menu or view menu and studio if you're using the previous version. Right side menu and down to new brush from selection. So new brush from selection and apply, and there you can see it added very quickly to your brushes panel. Just delete it. You can then go here and double click, and that brings up the brush editor, and you can modify it in a number of ways. Now I'm just going to change here. You can change the spacing. You can also change the size, maybe make it slightly smaller. Also dynamics, maybe add some size jitter. Because I'm using a mouse, the pressure is going to be no use, but I'm going to go with random. So it just randomizes the size. Also, if you wish, you can go here and you can add, say, rotation, but you can also go to dynamics and add rotation jitter there, and also other settings. And then close. Then you can apply it. To apply it, just go here to the paintbrush tool. So paintbrush tool, select the brush and apply. And as you do that, you can see it fills the screen with that colourful design. You can apply it there, but you can also use that as a brush as well. It's just a layer that you can turn into a brush. Now, because it is already a pixel layer, you can see that, layers, got a pixel layer, needs to be a pixel layer. So go over here to layer and rasterize that. You don't need to do that. But I am actually going to just create slight variation here. So layers, go down to effects, click there. Then go down to outer shadow, because I want to add a shadow to this. So just change the radius, offset and intensity, as well as maybe change the opacity. And of course you can create all kinds of different other options such as 3D, bevel, etc. And close. Now I would suggest use the rasterize, because you've got this shadow. If you don't do that, sometimes you find that it isn't saved along with the brushes. So go to layer and rasterize and make certain you turn this off, the preserve layer effects. Just click there and then rasterize. The whole thing, the shadow as well as those brush strokes, are added into one pixel layer. With that, just go over here to the brushes, and again, right side and down here to new brush from selection. Now this is saved to the current category, which in this case is my Andrew Brushes category. And you can see up top here, you can create a new category. Probably the best place to put any of these sort of image brushes, save them to obviously your own category. So new brush from selection, and that's all it is. New brush from selection, and you can see it's stored away there. And again, you can then just remove it. Double click again, and you can manipulate this. Maybe change the spacing, change the dynamics, go there. Size jitter again, always puts it back to pressure, but go for random. Maybe this time add some rotation, so it just rotates, and that's set as random. And you can modify other settings as well if you wish. Close. And then just again, go to the paintbrush tool and apply. And you can rapidly fill the entire design. Also, just resize it, maybe make it 380 and apply again. If you want to give it some sort of depth, a really great way of doing that once you've applied this design is to go to filters, and I would suggest initially go to blur and Gaussian blur. Just blur it slightly. Don't want it to be sharp. So filters, blur and Gaussian blur. Just set it maybe 0.7, 1, that sort of thing. And you want to obviously be able to see the text. Click apply. And then I'm just going to close that. Don't need that anymore. And then filters and down to lighting. In lighting, you can modify the settings. You've got spot, you've got point. You've also got direction, which is very useful because it doesn't see covers the entire design. Then go to texture and just change that. And as you do that, you can create a really wonderful brushstroke design very quickly. Click apply. And there it is, how to create brushes in Affinity Photo.